As I look back at this last year, there's some things I wished I'd done better, some things I wish I hadn't done at all, and definitely some things I'd wished I'd done differently. And really, that's what every year should be about. So as I look forward to 2017, I'm reminded of a couple of things that my dad told me often enough that stuck with me. The first is, learn from other people's mistakes. You're not gonna live long enough to make them all yourself. And the second be, measure twice and cut once. And those are two mentalities and philosophies I think are really important to carry into this next growing season. I'm Keith Byerly, Precision Ag Manager at Central Valley Ag, and this is your precision focus that correlates with the article on the CVA blog site. So, when it comes to this whole learning from other people's mistakes things, I want us to take an idea right now and run with it for just a second. Let's talk about the idea of the variable rate prescription. If you have been using these for a couple of years and paying a couple of dollars an acre for them and had some success with them, but all of a sudden your neighbor says, hey, I've got a guy does it for 25 cents an acre. You need to start asking yourself some questions. You need to think about some of the things like, what's he doing different? Does he take yield goals into consideration? Does he take historical data into consideration? Does he do all these background pieces, or does he just take a map, whether it's a soil map or an aerial image map, and make a prescription from that to run forward to and work with going into that seeding prescription? Because here's the thing. Whenever somebody says they can do something better, faster, or cheaper than what you're currently using, you need to remember a simple rule. And that's my rule of good, fast, and cheap. At any one point in time, you can only have two out of the three. You can have good and fast, but it's not gonna be cheap. You can have good and cheap, but it's not gonna be fast. Or you can have fast and cheap, but it's not gonna be good. That mentality, I think, would serve us well to remember more often than not. Because as we look at this opportunity to learn from other people's mistakes, that's exactly what we need to do. We need to look at the failures of those around us and let them be an example to us so we don't make the same mistakes in our operation. And at the same time, let other people see our mistakes and don't hide them so that they can learn from them as well. We talk about being part of an agriculture community, that's part of it. The other part of this is measure twice and cut once. When you're looking at those mistakes that you've made and learning from them, and you're learning from the mistakes of others around you, I want you to think of this. If somebody could have done it cheaper, better, or faster in the past, they probably would if they could make that same deliverable product. So, as you take that mentality and you start to look at things that you're learning from farm shows, from your neighbors and things like that, it's really time to start saying, hey, does saving 75 cents or $1.75 an acre on prescriptions this season, does saving that $1,200 on my operation really gonna be a good investment for me if on the flip side it costs me $10,000 or $12,000 in yield? So here's your take home for the day. Fear paralyzes, but indecision makes us look like we're running around like a chicken with our head cut off. And in either case, it's not the best thing that we can do for ourselves, our operation, or our license to operate. What I want you to do is take both of those mentalities and both of those philosophies and use them to make decisions that are gonna benefit you over these next few months, and have a plan in place so that when the ground warms up, we're ready to execute our 2017 plan.